In 2022, a favorite YouTuber of mine started taking his sponsorship from a vitamin and supplement company called Care of. The company, up until 2024, offered a subscription service for daily vitamins. You'd take a short quiz that asked you questions like, what are your health concerns? Where do you live? What does your diet look like? And then it'd recommend certain supplements that you should take. The most unique part of the brand was the daily packets that the vitamins came in, all fully compostable. Obviously, the consumers didn't know that nothing can biodegrade or compost in a landfill, and by throwing it into a plastic garbage bag, you might as well just be throwing out plastic. But this convenience gimmick and their smart social media promotion helped launch the brand into the mainstream. I saw the sponsorship and thought, everyone needs to take vitamins, why not try it? In the 5 months I paid for a subscription, I spent about $300. I still regret it. $300 could have bought me like... not much. The supplements Care of recommended to me included rhodiola, fish oil, magnesium, vitamin D, iron, and ashwagandha. Fish oil because I didn't eat fish that often, magnesium for sleep and muscle recovery, vitamin D because I live in the Northeast, iron because I didn't eat that much meat, and ashwagandha and rhodiola because I get nervous making phone calls. The main problem with this service was its main selling point, the quiz and recommendations. While evidence-based, the recommendations did not come from a healthcare professional, and were not based on whether or not you were actually deficient in something, or how deficient you were. Essentially, you were paying exorbitant prices for a guessing game. Care of certainly wasn't a giant scam, as they were pretty transparent with the amount of evidence behind each supplement and why they were recommending it to you. But it couldn't replace a doctor's advice. Furthermore, the origins of the supplements and the efficacy of them, the purity and potency, was not third-party certified with results consumers could access. As it goes with most supplement brands, there was little regulation behind Care of's products beyond what the brand was choosing to disclose. My experience with Care of kickstarted my disdain for influencers both promoting and creating supplements, and my distrust of supplement brands as a whole. Looking back at it, I was paying for an expensive service that was basing its recommendations solely on a 5-minute quiz I took while sitting on my couch watching TV. I was likely taking supplements I didn't even need. How the hell would I have known? The market for supplements of all kinds has greatly expanded since the mere 2022. With a booming wellness industry, supplements are one of the easiest ways for companies and influencers to profit off of their audiences. Consumers will see the claims and think, maybe this multivitamin from this beauty influencer will help. Maybe this electrolyte mix promoted by this bodybuilder will make me feel better. Maybe this green drink everyone's promoting is what I need to truly be healthier. Maybe. In a barely regulated industry, during a time where people in power are looking to profit off of a sick society rather than actually fixing its problems, buying supplements is at best a waste of money, and at worst, a serious danger to all of our health. Anyone can make a supplement and sell it, and I mean that literally. In 1994, Congress passed the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act, or DSHEA, which went into effect in 1996. The act listed some findings to support its passing, such as how the nutritional supplement industry is an integral part of the economy of the United States. The industry consistently projects a positive trade balance, and the estimated 600 dietary supplement manufacturers in the United States produce approximately 4,000 products, with total annual sales of such products alone reaching at least $4 billion. Although the federal government should take swift action against products that are unsafe or adulterated, the federal government should not take any actions to impose unreasonable regulatory barriers limiting or slowing the flow of safe products and accurate information to consumers. Dietary supplements are safe within a broad range of intake, and safety problems with the supplements are relatively rare. And legislative action that protects the right of access of consumers to safe dietary supplements is necessary in order to promote wellness or promote money-making. The act was passed as a response to some of the proposed acts of the 80s and 90s that would have expanded the FDA's power in the supplement industry. Supplement companies fear-mongered to the public that more regulation would lead to the banning of all vitamins and supplements, lobbying to curtail the FDA's regulatory power. Essentially, because of this act, the FDA does not have to approve supplements based on their effectiveness and safety before they are ever even marketed to the public. As the Wikipedia page for the act stated, David Kessler, commissioner of the FDA when DSHEA was approved, has stated that the 1994 Dietary Supplement Act does not require that dietary supplements, defined broadly to include many substances such as herbs and amino acids that have no nutritive value, be shown to be safe or effective before they are marketed. The FDA does not scrutinize a dietary supplement before it enters the marketplace. The agency is permitted to restrict a substance if it poses a significant and unreasonable risk under the conditions of use on the label or as commonly consumed. Congress has shown little interest in protecting consumers from the hazards of dietary supplements, let alone from the fraudulent claims that are made, since its members apparently believe that few of these products place people in real danger, nor does the public understand how potentially dangerous these products can be. Basically, supplements can't make claims that the product can treat or cure any disease. but they can make structure or function claims, or health claims, which can pretty much be anything as long as it has a disclaimer. This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, mitigate, or prevent any disease. In order for an item to get taken off the market, the FDA must prove that it either has harmful ingredients or that it is presenting misleading claims. But this rarely occurs. By the time a company is forced to take their products off the shelves, the damage has already been done. The FTC can also take action if the brand is advertising inaccurate claims, but that's an entire different agency. Globally, the supplement market shows no signs of slowing. The global consumer health market, including supplements valued at $338 billion in 2025 after growing 4%, witnessing strong growth driven by beauty from within and preventative health measures, according to Euromonitor. In 2008, Gwyneth Paltrow created the brand Goop, which has been endowed in controversy since. From the website, it says it was created to share the things Paltrow was genuinely loving with her friends. What began as a weekly email has since grown into a cultural force. With fearless curiosity and impeccable taste, she's built Goop into a world where women can explore the best in beauty, style, wellness, and personal evolution, with style, substance, and zero shame. 10 years later, the brand would receive even more widespread media coverage for its pseudoscientific claims and blatant misinformation in its products and branding when it hit a high, being valued at over $350 million. At the same time, the brand would be sued for $145,000 worth of civil damages in California over claims made about 3 products being sold on the website, 2 of which were vaginal eggs that they claimed could balance hormones, increase bladder control, and regulate menstrual cycles. Obviously, sticking a stone up your vagina will do none of these things. In fact, it would more than likely harm you. It can increase your risk of infection, cause pelvic floor tension, irritate the vaginal wall, and put you at risk for toxic shock syndrome. The Orange County's District Attorney's Office said it had received no reports of injuries or adverse health effects connected to the 3 products. Goop said it settled solely because of the advertising claims and not because the items were defective. Now, under the settlement, it is barred from making any claims regarding the efficacy of its products without possessing competent and reliable scientific evidence, and from manufacturing or selling any misbranded, unapproved, or falsely advertised medical devices. Yet the brand, amid the controversy and the candle that supposedly smells like Paltrow's vagina, still continues to sell dubious, at best, products on its website. 2 years after Goop was sued, Netflix partnered with the brand to create the documentary Goop Lab, which presented even more lies to its millions of viewers, such as that vampire facials can make you look younger, and that energy healing can heal mental and physical illnesses. Paltrow seems to believe that her brand and herself are radically feminist, when in reality, they're obviously the farthest from that. Feminists don't sell overpriced and harmful lies to people that have been harmed by the medical system. $55 body magnets that supposedly treat acupressure points. Hydration gummies, which takes the electrolyte industry to an entirely new level. Now you don't even need water to stay hydrated. $100 weights that only go up to 6 pounds because women definitely don't need to lift heavy. An overpriced skin supplement, which will apparently help you drink your way to glowing skin. These are just some of the ridiculous wellness products being sold on Goop's website. Paltrow may have been one of the earliest celebrities to profit off of pseudoscience and wellness lies, but she certainly wouldn't be the last. Many things have changed since the launch of Paltrow's brand. The world is arguably in a worse state, with the dissemination of false claims increased as bad actors now have the ability to post anything online without a second thought. At the same time, the American government is being run by mad imbeciles, spreading inaccurate health claims left and right. The root of the problem is that politicians, celebrities, and influencers do not truly have our health in mind when they are telling us how to be healthy. They are spreading propaganda which conveniently lines their pockets. In reality, true wellness doesn't cost a thing, or it shouldn't. In September 2022, Kourtney Kardashian launched her brand Lemme. The brand sells supplement capsules and soft chews, but by far the biggest seller are its gummies, which are huge in the online influencer space. By far the most infamous gummies are the Lemme Purr gummies, made up of 18 milligrams of Bacillus cholangitis. I'm just gonna say right now, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce half of these things. Made up of Bacillus coagulans, SNZ 1969 probiotics, 100 milligrams of pineapple extract, and 20 milligrams of vitamin C. It purports to support healthy vaginal pH levels, a healthy vaginal microflora, vaginal health, and vaginal freshness. Yet, as many doctors have pointed out, the vagina is self-cleaning, meaning unless you have a medical issue where your pH levels are out of whack, the vagina keeps that maintained on its own. While the probiotics included can help support good bacteria in the vagina, the vaginal freshness claim is clearly preying on made-up insecurities that women have. The pineapple extract included is not included to help with vaginal bacteria. It's there to make the vagina taste and smell better. While there is truth that eating highly acidic food can support your vaginal microbiome, pineapple on its own will not dramatically change the smell or taste. Having an overall well-balanced diet can keep your vagina healthy, since it can support a healthy microbiome and pH levels, which are directly related to how it smells and tastes. Practicing good hygiene by cleaning the vulva and crotch area every day also helps. If your vagina smells odorous like fish or metal, then you need to see a doctor, not buy a Kardashian's supplements. Even the best diet will not help if you have an infection or hormonal problems. The bottom line is that people do not need to feel insecure about their vaginas smelling normal. Your vagina won't smell or taste like sugar, but that doesn't mean you have a medical problem. You're a human being. The Lemme gummies follow the same pattern as most supplements, offering a solution to a problem that either never existed or cannot be solved by $30 supplements alone. The capsule version of the Lemme is even more egregious. It includes a strain of 4 different probiotics, one of which is explicitly said to target the root cause of odor. Relieve your symptoms at the source by maintaining a healthy vaginal pH and a balanced microbiome. A clinical study of probiotics is shown to support healthy vaginal odor in highly researched strains. Like I said though, you don't need to maintain a healthy odor with supplements if you eat a well-balanced diet, have healthy hormone levels, and practice good hygiene. Lemme is creating an aesthetic of health, which conveniently adds millions of dollars to Kourtney Kardashian's pockets, rather than actually promoting anything that would truly improve women's health. Lemme supplements include some ingredients that, on their own, have been clinically tested and proven to support the claims the brand is making, like the Lemme De-Bloat gummies that contain a strain of 4 different probiotics that may help support a healthy gut microbiome, and therefore maybe lead to better digestion and less bloating. However, not only can the combination and amount of each within the gummies alter its benefits, but as I said with the Lemme vitamins, if you're eating a well-balanced diet, then you likely do not need to take these at all. If bloating or digestive issues is that serious of a problem for you, then you need a medical evaluation. Furthermore, there is limited evidence that probiotics work as well as they're promised to anyway. All this being said, the De-Bloat gummies or the sleep gummies are likely more of a waste of money more than anything else. And while I still think that it is incredibly harmful and toxic, other products like the supplements are causing active harm not only to their consumers, but also to our culture as a whole. The Lemme Burn gummies, for example, include red orange fruit extract, B vitamins, chromium, and black ginger root extract to allegedly fight stubborn, visceral fat and support healthy fat loss, promote healthy body composition, and support energy metabolism. Except in the small print of each of these claims is a little thing that says, in combination with healthy diet and exercise. While these ingredients may minimally help to improve your metabolism and fat loss, no one is going to lose any fat if they aren't in a caloric deficit already. Moreover, the most scummy part is how the gummies and capsules are marketed around losing belly fat in particular. Above the claims made on the gummies, it says, "Fight belly fat" in big, bold letters. The capsules purport to activate the body's AMPK enzyme, which tells your body to regulate fat cells. In the claims made about AMPK on the capsules page, it says, AMPK is an enzyme found in every cell in your body that tells your cells to stop storing fat and start burning it for energy, especially around the abdomen. Further down the page, it says, Lemme Burn is formulated with clinically studied acetoponum gynostemma extract, shown to target abdominal fat, regulate metabolism, and support healthy body composition, in combination with healthy diet and exercise. Numerous websites I looked at made claims that AMPK especially helps with decreasing belly fat, but this can't be true. While some people looking to boost their AMPK enzyme activity to lose weight may have more fat around their belly specifically, it's likely due to how their body stores fat versus that AMPK specifically targets belly fat. If you only have belly fat and are lean mostly everywhere else, then of course that added boost may create a noticeable difference there. But we cannot control where we store or lose fat. It is impossible to spot reduce fat. The claims that these supplements are making are taking advantage of insecure people who don't know that. Lemme Tone is another egregious example of vague and predatory claims. Its main ingredient is 600 mcg of Chromax chromium picolinate, which the brand claims helps with body toning, whatever the fuck that means. A clinically studied dose of this trace mineral supports lean body mass, activates metabolism, and tones muscle. Tone your body with 2 gummies a day. Supposedly it supports lean muscle mass in combination with healthy diet and exercise. Toning is an intentionally vague term that essentially means developing a lean look, low fat mass, and some muscle definition. But not a lot, because women shouldn't build a lot of muscle mass, of course. It is impossible to tone muscle. You build muscle. And the less fat you have, the more visible it is. You cannot tone your body by simply taking some gummies. In 2024, a class action lawsuit was filed against the brand for deceptive marketing, claiming that it harmed consumers by making false claims about its products. The law firm is specifically investigating the brand's Lemme gummies, which purports to boost vaginal health and support vaginal odor, Lemme Curb capsules, advertised to support healthy blood sugar, Lemme Bloat gummies, which claims to relieve bloating symptoms, and Lemme Matcha gummies, advertised to support cellular energy and energy metabolism. Just this past year, Lemme was facing another class action lawsuit brought on by a California resident over its GLP-1 daily supplement, which claims to work as a natural GLP-1. The plaintiff argued that the claims Lemme made were unsubstantiated. Dr. Peter Cohen, an associate professor of medicine at Harvard Medical School, has studied dietary supplements and is a noted critic of the industry. He pulled no punches when it came to his opinion on the efficacy of beauty supplements. It's just magical thinking, taking advantage of people who will spend money. Celebrities are not the only ones trying to cash into the supplement game. Influencers of all kinds have created their own supplements to profit off of their audience's poor health. Tati Westbrook of "And You Did It at My Birthday Dinner" fame decided to create her own line of supplements back in 2018. Little did we know that it would lead to Bye Sister, but that's a story for another day. Tati, like Paltrow and Courtney, has no experience with supplements or anything medical related. While the FDA may have given them a pass, supplements can drastically impact your health, meaning in my eyes, they're a medical product, a drug. People distrust medications which require intensive oversight in order to reach the public, yet they'll take any supplement from average Joe, as long as it promises a cure for anything that may be ailing you. Make it make sense. Tati Westbrook is one of the OG beauty YouTubers. When Tati announced that she would be launching a brand 8 years ago, people naturally assumed that it would be makeup or skincare related. While her vitamins promised to have health benefits that would affect your appearance, it wasn't makeup. Hale Beauty was a complete 180 for the beauty influencer. Initially, she only launched one supplement called Hair, Skin, and Nails Booster, aka the Pretty Pink Pills. It promised that it would cause better hair growth, maintain fine lines and wrinkles, support collagen and keratin production, strong and healthy nails, and anti-gray enzymes. A lot of promises being made for a $40 bottle. Most of the ingredients included in the booster supplement were ingredients that you could get from food, or that you could get from much cheaper sources with higher concentrations, like the vitamin C, vitamin D, B vitamins, zinc, manganese, copper, biotin, and calitase formulated in the formula. Beyond that, the original formula included a couple of additional antioxidants, including, methylsulfonylmethylene, MSN, rosehip powder extract, saw palmetto, Emblica officinalis or Indian gooseberry, grapeseed extract, and pumpkin seed extract. All these ingredients are purported to help with anti-aging, hair, and skin health. And while most of them have some research suggesting that they can help improve hair, skin, and nail health, it's unclear if the dosage and combination of these ingredients could deliver all of this, since Tati provided no research into her products or any third-party testing results into the efficacy or purity. She can say she worked with all the best experts in the world, but at the end of the day, she's a makeup artist launching a multivitamin. One ingredient specifically stirred up some concern within her audience: saw palmetto. Saw palmetto is a DHT blocker, meaning it may help prevent hair loss in men or people who produce a lot of DHT, the hormone that can cause hair loss, though the evidence for these claims is limited. More importantly, saw palmetto may influence estrogen and testosterone in people, meaning if you're on any kind of hormonal medication, including birth control, it may decrease its effectiveness. Supplements don't need to include any possible negative medication interactions, meaning an uneducated consumer, disregarded by our horrible medical system and trying to find a fix to a problem that they may be experiencing, will buy supplements without a lick of research into them, and without consulting any medical professional about it. They will have no way of knowing whether it will help or harm them. There are vitamins that research suggests people should take on top of their normal vitamins. For example, B12 deficiency is said to affect 6 to 12% of the US population, mostly because some people have issues with absorbing B12. Those who do not eat animal products are at a much higher likelihood of being deficient, since it only exists in animal products, with it only being present in a small amount of fortified plant-based products. The testing for B12 and some other vitamins is flawed though, as it only flags your levels when they're below 200 pg per milliliter. Yet negative symptoms of lower B12 can show up even when it's not that low. Vitamin D is another essential vitamin that research suggests 42% of US adults are deficient in, with people with darker skin like Hispanic people and Black people having higher levels of deficiencies. The matter of deficiencies and what vitamins or supplements someone may need to take is complex, and certainly not easily solved by an influencer's overpriced capsule or gummy concoction. Yet these brands are still making millions of dollars from the consumer's ignorance that isn't really their fault at all. Approximately 59 million Americans use some type of vitamins or supplements regularly, spending an average of $510 annually. At the end of the day, most multivitamins and vitamins do little to no good, and the decision of what you may need to take is deeply personal and should be based on medical evidence, not vague claims made by a celebrity. These supplement brands are doing what more traditional beauty brands have done for years, making their products look really attractive on social media and then tapping influencers to further spread the message. The ultimate sign that they found mainstream acceptance? They're now common on Instagram shelfies, a popular type of aspirational image in the social media beauty realm, wherein people post pictures of their carefully arranged, color-coordinated medicine cabinets. Hale Beauty still exists, but not only are the formulas for the vitamins different, but Tati Westbrook is no longer associated with the brand any longer after being sued by her and her husband's business partner for negligent business practices. Tati has now moved on to the current market of health products, drink mixes. Her new brand, Unfair Advantage, launched with one drink mix called Go-Go Juice. The mix is supposed to be a functional energy drink, which is supposed to give you natural, clean energy while supporting radiant skin, your cells, and gut health. It contains 75 milligrams of caffeine from guarana seed extract, along with full daily values of 4 different B vitamins, vitamin C, and vitamin A. 20 packets for $40. At least she's mostly marketing this as an energy drink because the caffeine is pretty much the only real value you'll get from this overpriced cash grab. Tati is still making broad and vague claims about these $2 packets though. In reality, you can get all these vitamins from food or cheaper supplemental versions, not fake berry powder energy juice. The most dangerous part of the new drink mix boom is a danger that isn't really present in capsule or gummy supplements, and that is the overconsumption of certain vitamins and minerals. With other supplements, they're usually marketed as a once-a-day addition to your current diet. I've already gone over why that in itself is dangerous, but drink mixes are different. You see, they're marketed as food products, making the consumption of them very different. On the Go-Go Juice package itself, it says that you shouldn't exceed more than 5 drink packs a day. But by consuming just one, you're already meeting your daily values for all the vitamins in the drink. Consuming more than one as if it's just an energy drink can lead to you consistently far exceeding the amount of, for example, vitamin A that you should have. Along with Tati comes another Kardashian with another brand. This time it's Kylie Jenner, hoping to profit off of the electrolyte craze. Like Tati's juice, K2O isn't just an electrolyte drink. It's designed for beauty hydration with hyaluronic acid and bioactive collagen peptides. It's also $40 for 20 packets. While the collagen included in the mix does have some clinically studied elements that show it can increase skin hydration, improve skin elasticity, and reduce the appearance of wrinkles and fine lines, like every supplement I've already discussed, it probably won't make a dramatic difference like the marketing claims. Electrolytes are not only touted as a means of staying hydrated, they're also increasingly being marketed as having the power to make your skin glow, improve your cognitive function, and even combat low libido. But many of these claims can be misleading. For example, while it is true that hydration is key to maintaining your cognitive function and alleviating dry skin, electrolytes won't do much to improve these areas unless you're already dehydrated to begin with. Moreover, making this an electrolyte drink is simply unnecessary and an obvious cash grab, since most people do not need to take extra electrolytes. It's not that being hydrated doesn't matter. It does. A lot. But electrolyte brands are just like supplements, a waste of money at best and a health risk at worst. First of all, electrolyte mixes have 0 guidelines. Some of them include magnesium, others don't. Some have a lot of sodium, others have way less. Some have vitamin B12, others don't. Electrolytes are just essential minerals that will help aid in hydration and muscle recovery. But the lack of standards within drinks means people likely don't know what they're buying or why they're even buying it. They're told they're dehydrated, that they need it because we don't get enough electrolytes throughout the day, but this simply isn't true. Drinking too much plain water when sweating very heavily can dilute the salt in your body even further, throwing things out of balance. Electrolyte drink powders are meant to hydrate and replace the lost salt. They often contain other electrolytes like potassium and magnesium. Many also contain some form of sugar. Yet, most Americans aren't even meeting the movement guidelines set by health organizations. How many of us are really getting dehydrated enough to need to buy expensive drink mixes? Not a lot. People who work outside in the heat, professional athletes, and others who sweat a lot are the ones who need drink mixes like these. It's completely unnecessary to market these drinks to everyone, since most people only need water. In 2022, the global demand for flavored and functional water was valued at $50.3 billion, a number that is expected to increase to $112.6 billion by 2030. A lot of these drinks can be dangerous, especially when treated like some kind of fun soft drink anyone can and should drink. Just one pouch every day is likely unnecessary for the average person. Take the brand LMNT, endorsed by many famous fitness influencers and celebrity athletes. LMNT mostly markets itself to athletes and people who work strenuous jobs, but they do the occasional influencer partnership or PR package. LMNT's whole philosophy is that we all need more salt. They have one post on their Instagram that suggests that more people than we think have a sodium deficiency because the government made us afraid of salt. The reality is that most people are not sodium deficient. Not only do they not sweat enough to lose that much salt, but they are more than likely consuming more than enough salt in their daily diet. LMNT's packets have 1,000 milligrams of sodium each, with only 2 other electrolytes. On their website, they even have recipes for the packets, including alcoholic recipes, which kind of defeats the entire purpose for the product. By marketing the packets as something that you can just drink throughout the day or just add to food willy-nilly, they are influencing everyday people to add even more salt to their already salty enough diets. Too much salt is actually bad for you. Just like too much anything is bad for you. The electrolytes trend arrived on the scene in almost exactly the same way as most other wellness trends. The industry manufactured an anxiety, we're all dehydrated, and is now selling the supposed solution back to us. Buy electrolytes! LMNT isn't just irresponsible on the surface. In 2025, a class action lawsuit was filed against the brand, alleging that the brand lied about the ingredients in the product. The suit alleges that the product contained 300 to 450 milligrams of an artificial sweetener, much more than the brand claimed was included. A class action website wrote, "The use of maltodextrin is not disclosed anywhere on the packaging for the LMNT drink mixes. It is instead hidden behind the generic ingredient term, natural flavors," the suit claims. The catch is that in the US, LMNT doesn't need to include this ingredient on the label. The class action is only suing on the grounds that the brand had misleading marketing, claiming that it was a clean product despite not being as such. What a surprise, the powder from a plastic packet isn't natural. The brand legally can say just natural flavors on the ingredients, so they can't really be sued on the grounds of just not listing an ingredient. Then we have Liquid IV, which has been marketed much more towards the average person than LMNT. It has half the amount of sodium, which is the primary electrolyte lost during actual intense exercise, and has only 1 other electrolyte, potassium, despite the flowery claim that it has 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. The rest of the ingredients are vitamin C and 4 different B vitamins, all of which have amounts higher than the daily recommended value for adults. Liquid IV doesn't even have magnesium, which is a mineral up to half of US adults aren't getting an adequate amount of. So what exactly is the point of Liquid IV? Well, in my opinion, to create a false problem and pretend to be the solution for it. While all the B vitamins in Liquid IV are very water soluble, meaning if you're spending $50 a month on these packets, you're likely just pissing out the excess you're consuming. Overconsuming certain vitamins for certain people, depending on their diet, other supplements, and health conditions, can be dangerous. When a brand markets itself to ignorant people as a fun drink that you can consume willy-nilly, it leads to people taking things that they might not need and might harm them. Electrolytes aren't the only drink mixes exploiting a vulnerable population. Green drinks like AG1 and Bloom are treated similarly, despite tasting arguably more disgusting. Both drink mixes are predatory, in my opinion. And Bloom is notably guilty for being sneakily promoted by influencers without any paid sponsorship label. AG1 costs $100 a month for a one-time purpose. Only a mere $80 if you subscribe and save. The only real way to save your money is not buying AG1, but anyway. AG1 claims to be a superfood, being a multivitamin and mineral and pre and probiotic all in once. Claims to help with bloating, mood, energy levels, and immunity support. Again, a lot of vague promises and marketing buzzwords. The first part of the blend is a bunch of minerals and vitamins. Most of them, like the vitamin C, vitamin E, and multiple B vitamins included, far exceed the daily amount necessary for general health. Once again, you're paying to overconsume vitamins you're already likely getting in your food. Vitamins you'll likely just piss out. And then there's a lengthy list of added minerals like calcium, iron, phosphorus, selenium, copper, and more. But I want to focus on the zinc content specifically. In the mix are 20 milligrams of zinc, which is about twice the daily value for most adults. It's recommended that adults not exceed 40 milligrams of zinc per day. Now, I honestly doubt that most people are consuming multiple scoops of this a day, since it's not marketed as a fun drink like electrolyte powders are. But like all supplements, if you're already consuming enough zinc each day, you may be unintentionally exceeding it by taking AG1. I know these dangerous possibilities may seem like fringe risks, but that doesn't mean they're not possible. Supplements are not marketed like drugs, meaning most people will not consult a medical professional before taking them. How are uninformed people, let down by the medical system and society, supposed to know that they shouldn't take this supplement with this medication, or with this condition, or with this food? Most people are only taking these supplements just in case. But what if just in case leads to more harm down the line? Take one a day, just in case. It's a great marketing gimmick, and has paved the way for the $8 billion a year multivitamin industry in the United States. But you may be surprised to learn that most people are getting enough vitamins and minerals from their diet. In a study of 90,771 American men and women ages 45 and older, 3/4 of them were getting enough of these nutrients from the food they ate. Taking a multivitamin and mineral supplement bumped that fraction up a bit, but it also led to a little over 1 in 10 getting more vitamin A, iron, and zinc than they needed. When it comes to multivitamins, it's usually the people who need them the least who purchase them, while those who could really benefit from them, like people of low socioeconomic status whose diet is deficient in some nutrients, are the least likely to take them. AG1 also has a superfood and prebiotic complex, which is 7.5 grams a serving. While the ingredients are nothing bad, at that low of an amount per serving, the powder likely isn't going to give you enough fiber to actually help with your digestion, which is one of the marketing claims made. Seeing as how most Americans do not consume enough fiber or fruits and veggies, those are definitely vital nutrition gaps that need to be filled. But there's no way a scoop of fucking powder will fix that. The phytonutrient complex blend is also likely useless, seeing as most health experts recommend to just eat fucking fruits and veggies to get a good amount of them daily. With only a mere 1.5 grams in this complex, that can hardly compete with the 2 to 3 cups of fruits and veggies we're supposed to be eating daily. AG1 claims that AG1 isn't here to replace your healthy diet, but rather complement it. Plus, AG1 Next Gen was clinically shown to fill common nutrient gaps even healthy eaters may have. What gaps can it possibly be filling with the small amount of, albeit good, ingredients per serving though? For example, the chicory root powder, ashwagandha root extract, and rhodiola root extract, included to manage stress, are included in a proprietary blend where the exact amounts aren't even public knowledge. How can anyone be certain that there's even enough of these to actually achieve the proposed effects? AG1 is very adamant on their website that all their claims are backed by gold standard clinical trials, including a triple-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled, parallel design clinical trial evaluating nutrient biomarkers and microbiome shifts in 105 healthy adults ages 20 to 59 over the course of 12 weeks. A double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled 2-week crossover clinical trial assessing nutrient gaps and microbiome shifts in 20 active adults ages 19 to 37. A double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled 2-week crossover clinical trial assessing nutrient gaps and microbiome assessments of 24 healthy adults with occasional GI distress ages 26 to 59 over the course of 4 weeks. A double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled crossover trial assessing nutrient gaps and bioavailability in 16 healthy adults ages 18 to 42 over the course of 8 hours. And a third-party, single-arm, closed-label interventional study of 104 healthy adults ages 25 to 59 assessing self-perceived efficacy of AG1 Next Gen over 3 months. Now, several different clinical studies on AG1 have been published in journals, which I will go over. But as for these 4 latest clinical trials that have been recently performed on AG1 Next Gen, they are not yet fully available. The website states, AG1 is preparing full manuscripts containing more data from all 4 trials, which will be submitted to peer-reviewed journals over the coming months for publication. The process of undertaking a trial, analyzing the results, and publishing them can take years. But we know it's worth the wait, because we're committed to advancing science, not just for the sake of innovation, but to contribute meaningfully to advancing the science of nutrition and microbiome forward. Since 2010, AG1 has been selling their green powders. It should be the bare minimum that supplement brands have to prove that their products work. In reality, most are creating products based on some good research from individual vitamins and minerals, yes, but without any research into their own whole formulas. Most of the claims being made through their self-funded studies aren't even that impressive. Certainly not worth $80 a month. First is their claim that AG1 Next Gen is clinically shown to fill common nutrient gaps even in healthy eaters. They continue to say, we found that out of 157 total participants across 4 different clinical trials, 87% of individuals have at least 1 dietary nutrient gap, and most participants had at least 4. Adding on AG1 Next Gen to participants' diet was clinically shown to help fill key nutritional gaps across these healthy individuals, complementing their day-to-day diet. One trial published in a journal for the American Society of Nutrition, funded by AG1 with 6 out of the 8 researchers being affiliated with AG1, found that AG1 led to increased vitamin C and increased B vitamins in the blood in healthy adults whose fruit and vegetable intake reflects that of the average US adult. First of all, this trial did not reveal what the adults' levels were prior to the trial. They could have been deficient, and maybe AG1 fixed that, but we can't know for certain because the paper doesn't say. It just says that it increased the presence of a few vitamins. We know that the participants' diets were suboptimal as they represented the standard American diet, but that's all. Furthermore, even their own claim made on the website is lackluster. What were the nutritional gaps that the participants had? And what ingredients in AG1 helped? The trial I just referenced barely supports their claim, as it only shows an increase in 4 different vitamins. At that point, why not just take high-quality doses of those vitamins directly? Another study funded and conducted by these same people is also supposed to support this claim. It showed similar results, that the participants did not meet about 2 to 6 estimated average requirements for necessary nutrients. The AG1 group increased the total EARs met by 1.4 on average. The trial concluded that vitamins A, C, and E were the most common nutrient gaps filled by AG1 supplementation. In my opinion, AG1 is making it seem like their product will fix many nutrient gaps, when in reality it barely does that, and it only does so for a select few vitamins that people are commonly deficient in. Is that really worth $80 a month for all the other ingredients that aren't even doing much? AG1's other big claim is that the product increases healthy bacteria in the gut, probiotics specifically. One trial, again conducted and funded by the same people, found that AG1 did not produce large global shifts in microbial alpha or beta diversity. Supplementation was associated with selective enrichment of key bacterial taxa, commonly linked to gut health. AG1 supplementation significantly improved nutritional adequacy by increasing the total number of micronutrient estimated average requirements, EARs met compared to placebo, 2.8, with no significant differences in digestive quality of life between groups. Even their own trials don't show anything that impressive. Another one concluded that AG1 can be consumed safely by healthy adults over 4 weeks with a potential beneficial impact on the digestive system quality of life. Beyond that, AG1 does claim that the form and that their nutrients are in makes it easier for the body to absorb, which is backed up by one trial. AG1 is also NSF certified for sport, a third-party testing label that supports AG1's ingredients are pure and potent. Listen, I'm not saying all this to accuse AG1 of being shit or even dangerous. Not only are the ingredients good, but for most people, they won't cause any harm. The problem is that AG1 is a supplement with little regulation. Real deficiencies are complex and layered and cannot be solved by a greens powder. And for those who are not low or deficient in the ingredients in AG1, you're simply wasting your money on a product that will not do much. Through a diverse and healthy diet, you will get every single one of these vitamins and minerals. All that the brand's claims prove is that Americans are not eating well enough and that people are probably missing important nutrients. But you know what's cheaper than $80 a month green powder? Eating some fruit every day. Worse yet is the supplement brand Bloom. While cheaper, its claims and ingredients are even more dubious. The Greens and Superfoods powder claims to relieve bloat, support gut health, aid digestion, and promote regularity. Whatever the fuck any of that means. Unlike AG1, it's clear that Bloom does not give a fuck about what they're selling, in my opinion. There's no research for any of their claims, no science pages, or any further information on their ingredients beyond their 4 claims. The product has 1.6 grams of fiber. We need up to 38 grams of fiber per day. It also has 1.3 grams of a green superfood blend, a pre and probiotic blend of 648 milligrams per day with no listed CFU content, a fruit and vegetable blend of 572 milligrams, an antioxidant beauty blend of 550 milligrams, a digestive enzyme blend of 150 milligrams, and an adaptogenic blend of 100 milligrams. They claim that their proprietary blends include important vitamins and minerals, but we have no way of knowing what kinds they are or how much of them are in a serving. More than likely, based on the amount of each blend, there is no way that Bloom is making major improvements in the gut health of anyone taking it, let alone improving any deficiencies. At least AG1 has some, while minimal, proof that it does something. When it comes to influencer marketing, Bloom is one of the worst. Many influencers have revealed that the brand only requested that they show the product in the background of their videos for an undisclosed paid advertisement. I don't doubt that, anecdotally, people have benefited from certain supplements or greens powders. But that doesn't mean that they are, for one, meeting all of their broad and vague health claims, or 2, necessary for anyone to take. Not to overshare, but I eat a lot of roots and vegetables, and I consistently use the bathroom once a day at the same time. I think anyone seeing improvement from greens powders are either extremely fiber or nutrient deficient already, or are seeing a placebo effect. Due to lack of regulation, supplement brands can claim virtually anything and get away with it. Unless someone wants to sue them for lying about product claims, or unless their product caused active harm to the people taking it, they're likely to stay on the market, promising anything from better gut, skin, and hair health to weight loss help. The main problem is that people are not meeting important dietary standards. The solution to that is not, buy this random supplement that got a shit ton and may work. The solution is people having enough time, energy, education, and money to make well-balanced and tasty meals. But we'll never get there as long as these brands continue to profit off of insecurities and real health problems that people are facing, both caused by the capitalist system we are forced to live in, which strips us of knowledge, time, energy, and rewards consumption of goods as a solution to real societal problems. People feel abandoned by the medical system, and for good reason. A lot of people cannot even consult a doctor before taking supplements, nor do they think it's necessary to. But it should be common practice. We shouldn't continue treating supplements as easy non-medical fixes to either non-existent problems or, even worse, real medical problems. At the end of the day, vitamins, electrolytes, and green mixes are just another money-making scheme to get us to buy our way to health, when the real way to be healthy is the antithesis of the system that allows these brands to prosper. Well, that's it for me, and that's it for this video. Let me know what you thought about this video down below. If I made any inaccurate claims, please, 100%, please correct me. I did as much research as I could, but everyone can be wrong from time to time. Okay, I try my best to not be wrong, but it happens. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like me, you can subscribe. I post videos about whatever I feel like talking about, so if that sounds like your thing, make sure to subscribe and turn the notification bell so you know when I post a video. Also, if you really like this video, share it with your friends. It really helps me out. I'd like to give a shout out to my Patreon members on my Alpha and Delta tiers. Thank you so much to Elizabeth Ruiz and Mandy Spacer. I truly appreciate your continued support. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much, seriously, to all my Patreon members. Thank you for sticking around with me. It means so much to me. If you want to become a member, as always, the link will be down below. Anyway, with that all being said, I really hope you all enjoyed this video. More importantly, I really hope I see you in the next video.